Hey, how are you guys doing today? So, today we're going to be going over mothershipping. That's going to be the piloting, the skilling, the different tools, and we're even going to look at the costs of what it actually costs you on a per hour skilling type arrangement. And so, of course, this is a hangar of a mothership. This one specifically is the Variag. Of course, there's the Bismarck, the Normandy, the Cronin, the Grungen, the Grungnar. There's a bunch of motherships, guys, around space. To get on board one, you need to contact the owner, you know what I mean, and arrange the ability to have access to the ship. Now, access varies from repair crew access to pilot crew and gunner type access. And so, if you're wanting to gun, of course, you're going to want to specifically let them know ahead of time, hey, I would like to be a gunner, because that's a different access. On almost every mothership, there's an actual requirement to work your way up to being a pilot. Piloting is a very specific thing. It gets you a lot of skills, a lot of benefits come from it, but most of the benefits come from it once you're a little more advanced. And so almost everybody at least requires you, I think, at this point, it might be 25 or 30th level as a vehicle structural repair engineer in most cases. So this is one of the first repair spots. It's the hangar. It's one of the ones that people go AFK in a lot if you're on a casual crew. Same as propulsion's also one of those. Often, depending on what ship you're on, the CC or command and control module is left for like the pilot if the pilot is also repairing. That's depending on the ship. That would give us access to be able to go. Actually, let's do it this way. I'll show you it this way. We can show you it the other way too. We're going to go down into the propulsion system. By the way, I am going to attempt to arrange this to where we have this ship in the area of Arcadia to go into the training grounds for about 10 hours on Sunday. Just so everybody knows, you would have to get crewed onto the ship. This is the Variag. Here's propulsion. See, it's down here kind of tucked away. So usually the repair guy down here in propulsion or guys. Now, see, this is the one I came through. That's to the elevator right there. Now, this right here, and you can get to these all like two ways like this, right? Now, here is the main reactor repair zone, right? Now, this, if we go upstairs from here, we're going to get to command and control. Now, in reality, you can actually get to them in a different pattern of access if we were to go down this elevator right there. We would end up back down there. Of course, there's other layers above us. You know what? We'll look at that real quick. Get a little tour out of the way. The floor above us, of course, is the observation level, guys. Not going to be that exciting. I'm going to just be honest with you. If we were maybe out somewhere on the edge of an area in which we were watching space for something specifically, this could be used. This is a legit view of what's up. If we were looking at a ship or the space station and stuff like that, we'd be able to see the comings and goings. And so that is a kind of a lounge area, I guess, slash observation floor. Now, I'm going to go over this part, the equipment that we'll be using after I totally damage the ship up. I am going to be pulling the mobs back here and turreting them at the space station and stuff like that. I'll explain that too. I want to also explain the reason it's important always in events to know how many gunners are going to be here and stuff like that. You see all these gun stations and stuff like that. in which that's nice and stuff, but on almost no ship in the Entropia universe can they access all those guns. And that's because all weaponry, and I'm not going to get into the specifics and hover above everybody's stuff, but ships have components too, including armament devices and other things like that, besides just warp. And the armament devices themselves, they actually limit how many of these seats right here are accessible to gunners. And so, although we see that there's all these guns, right? There are that many guns, but realistically, most ships cannot access all those guns. And even if they could, realistically, they don't like enough crew members to get in a gun seat per gun. Let's just be honest. That's a lot of dudes online wanting to blast some stuff at one time. And so, almost none of the motherships, and I'm not going to say none of them, right? Because the Bismarck's a pretty beastie warship. And I haven't looked at its stuff, and I wouldn't probably, publicly publicize what it had or didn't have, even if I had looked. But outside of that, I would doubt that any of the other ships have full combat accessibility to all of their weapons, and I don't even know in that case. But just as a heads up, that is one of the things. Like, a ship is limited to partially how many people can be in gunning positions based on what kind of mods are dropped into that thing back there, okay? And that's the engineering department. Now, in order to be able to pilot, you actually have to have permission and have usually earned it or in some capacity. Well, you've got it in some capacity. You either own a ship or you've earned pilot. And so all you do is you walk up to the thing. It'll let us know we're entering space. We're, of course, right by, and we have access to the Top Gun remotely. By the way, you can zoom in. I gotta remember which button you have to push to zoom in to where you're actually gunner viewing. Yeah, like that, shift. So I could view with the gunner view if we hit shift. It has a times 6 magnification. Looks like slight turn radius. That wouldn't probably be a good idea since we're going to be piloting. And I'm not attempting to gun. Now the area we're going for is the Skyfall nesting area, right? I'm going to let you know. It's going to take some seconds to get there. I'm going to angle down. Before we leave, of course, because there are other people. Okay, so we make sure everybody knows that they're all welcome and that we're heading to take damage. And that's because, as a whole, there are often more people waiting on damage than there are waiting to pilot. In fact, sometimes there will be people in the chat saying, is there a pilot? Because they would like to earn up all their stuff, but they can't because there's nobody flying the ship out here to jack it up real quick. Now, to me, I consider it a great bonus to be able to fly a ship out here and jack it up. And one of the reasons why is because once you're at 25th level of the defensive thing, you unlock avoidance. Now, if you're piloting a ship and you're taking fire, the defensive skill that you'll get is actually avoidance. And you guys are going to see, we'll get some good defensive skills up in here. Maybe I'll hit a skill pill as we approach into the thing. Because I was planning on dragging the mobs back to the space station, though, and not gunning them down machine gun style. Maybe we should zap some machine gun style too. Maybe, you know what? We'll shoot some mobs too, guys. We'll do this in two different ways. We will fly out here. We'll jack the ship up a little bit. Thinking it takes about 3 hits You know, we'll look at it different ways. I didn't set up to hunt right now, so we're not gonna hunt. I'm gonna just pull them and we're gonna repair. I'm gonna go over the cost of stuff. Welding wire has fluctuated all over the place. I of course bought a giant amount, and in buying a large amount, I got it at a really good price. Um, I also do sometimes craft it. Right now, I haven't done cost analysis, and I don't know if it's better to be crafting it myself or outsourcing it. I'm going to plan on doing that eventually. I just hadn't had time to do a big run. Now, when you very first start to do repair runs, you're likely, yeah, I was like, I know I have one of these guys. You're going to be using one of these RK-0s, right? RK-0 7 ped, I think they do have a markup on it, 135%. So what, probably 9 ped? Yeah, I'll bet so. Let's look. Well, that's not really helping me identify where I think it sold at, guys. I mean, if we did the math, it's probably 9 ped. Let's just be honest. I'm not going to do it right now, but 35% of 7, you know, that's probably 9 ped altogether. And we can determine that because they're equal ped. So these guys are usually expensive, 125% markup. Honestly, you can buy them down on the planet, all kinds of places. You get all of your engineering skills, blueprint comp, electronics, mechanics, and stuff like that. You're going to get from running these RK-25s and stuff like that. So the plan is we're going to go jack up this mothership out here. Then what I'm going to do is we're going to write down real quick all the stuff, which I'm looking around for a pin, to be honest. And once we have the cost, I'll tell you what it costs us per hour. We'll repair on each one of the tools for a little bit, find out exactly what it costs you. The plan is a 10-hour on Sunday. In fact, let's see if we could get that confirmed. Honestly, that might be a good plan. Okay. Guys, I'm not going to be able to do it right now to where we can make the arrangements because the person that we'd have to arrange everything with is not currently on. But today at some point while I'm on, I am going to make sure that we get arrangements and stuff like that to be able to know that we'll have this ship above Arcadia on Sunday. If you guys could message and get crewed, it'd probably be a good idea. You know what I'm saying? But outside of that, we're freaking looking amazing. Okay, I'm gonna go refill this coffee real quick while we're flying towards this. Hold on 1 second, guys. Okay. So can I tell you guys, this is an excellent way to get some XP and stuff like that. And not just like a normal XP. Let's just be honest. It's like seriously like we're about to floodgate some skills. If in realistic terms, if we didn't have a whole bunch of skills already, this would look bomb impressive. Like if I had just barely started piloting, which I've been not piloting for a long, long time, so I'm not gonna, make some grandiose statement, but I'm gonna tell you, like, when it's your first time ever piloting and you start taking the hits, it's freaking mega awesome. Like you feel, oh man, it's like when you're new and all those skills are just flowing in. You know what I'm saying? It's a pretty good experience. We're 2 point something out. Honestly, at one out, we're at the edge of this zone, and we're going to start taking some hitting. Let me look and see what all we have here. I've obviously really racked up on those. Look, we do not have any of those, though. Am I allowed to use this So guys, for a second, you could use this personal trade terminal in space. And it was my emergency in case of piracy ejection tool, right? And then I talked about it on stream, right? I know, that was a mistake. And then all of a sudden, in an update right after that, like the week after that, this became no longer usable in this situation. But for a while, I was boldly flying around with no fears because if I had something on me, I would literally just have that up and have the stuff in there ready to be ejected with a trade terminaling it out. But then I believe they saw my stream, and I believe that they decided that that was not going to happen anymore. And it's cool because technically that was not exactly what it was designed for, but you know, now you can't use it to click the button and buy loot pills and stuff. Or like, what if I wanted to sell some loot and buy more ammo? That's an issue. Because it was super handy for if you were hunting out in space too. Yeah, the mixed bag of when they change something, right? Always affects more than one thing. If you guys are wondering, let's look at this. Armaments on it, guns all over down there. Some guns frontwards, guns on top, guns on the side. Oh, and there's guns in back, like just in case you really are trying to cover the hangar. I have legit never seen a full-on utilization of any of that stuff to that level. And if somebody's not in the guest list anyway, they can't just fly into the hangar and assault your thing anyway. And so, which by the way, I kind of think that you should be able to like do boarding challenges. You know what I'm saying? Like, ship captain, by the way, the scale of some of the ships is so disproportionate that this is kind of a ridiculous concept because there's not enough parable like ships. But I think the idea of being able to challenge another ship to ship warfare, and then once defeated, to truly defeat them, you would have to board them and make it to their like command center. Uh, I don't know what the crap they'd win, like some kind of like mothership bragging right points. I don't know, man. I honestly don't have an idea from there, but I like the idea of being able to board other ships after rendering them down and then winning something out of it. But as a consent thing, not like a, hey, I just randomly saw your mothership flying by, let's just start pounding it. Right. You can already do that if you wanted to, but you could not board it. Okay, we're going to bring it in. We're closing in now, so in all honesty, we'll probably be there in just a second. And I like that little dot in there so I can keep diving towards the center as we grab these guys. I know that it is a little boring to watch us slowly fly across space to this point, but in a second this will make sense. If you guys didn't know, you do get a bunch of skills for your piloting. It's not just randomly, you're just doing it as a good deed. And so, I think some people think that. It is kind of partially a good deed type thing, as in, like, it is nice to help people get their skills. But in reality, I'm going to get a crap load of skills too, and so just different ones. Plus, I'm gonna be the one repairing this ship today, because I didn't arrange anything. We don't have a crew on us or stuff. This Sunday, though, at way Surly. Let's see. I'm trying to remember the time one. So it's just past 0 and 100 hours now in Entropia time. Crap. So 4 a.m. Colorado time, Rocky Mountain, U.S. time is when I'm going to start on Sunday is the plan. And then I planned on just going for 10 hours. And that's basically, yeah. So 10 hours of piloting it back and forth and repairing. I'm trying to secure a guarantee that we for sure have no interruptions on that idea. I would like it if you guys were wanting to do that. I mean, I don't know. Be awesome, to be honest. And so, if you do want to do that, make sure you get on the list so that you can get up here and stuff. Uh, if you're going to need some kind of ride up here and stuff like that, I don't really know if I can go pick up everybody in the universe, to be honest, myself. But just like, I don't know, message me. Maybe we have somebody else coming from your planet, stuff like that. Maybe we can get a little bit of carpooling going on in space. I don't know. So we're at the training ground. Well, this is one of the training grounds. I like these Skyfalls. Hold on one second. Coming in here. Okay, right here. This is when we're going to start seeing the damage. Ready? So down here, it's going to track some of the skill stuff, here. We're not going to loot anything, so nothing's going to happen over there. Probably about right here at this end is when we're going to start heading back, though. I'll show you how this works. Any second now, he's going to start firing on me. Well, he sucks and he doesn't know how to shoot people. Okay, finally he did. dodge over here. Obviously, these ships have massive life, right? By the way, they don't start with massive life. You upgrade them with materials. And so, the more life that one of these ships has, the more materials have actually been dumped into it. And until we get a considerable amount on us, it won't actually feel like we're really getting anything out of it. I mean, the points-wise, it'll feel like it-ish, but let's just be honest. If we had a full repair crew growing, it's not even the same. It's kind of like this, like, ridiculous, it's a ridiculous situation, let's just put it that way. There's some perception. We always want perception. So the more damage we can get on us at once, the more skill we'll get. And the faster we can get this set up to pull some skills through repair. And then I'll be able to tell you guys basically what it would cost in theory to do the 10-hour, hey, this weekend we just set on this thing, jack it up again and again. I'm gonna go up at this guy. And I think we can all guess why we don't fly in that mode, right? This is that avoidance I was talking to you guys about. So I'll show you another thing. We don't mind getting any of this stuff. You see this? You've got spacecraft pilot, spacecraft systems. Those are, yeah. But this we care about. This we care about because that goes into robot looting and other things. And this stuff, courage, intelligence, and perception, we definitely care about. The avoidance too. The avoidance for sure we care about because that's dodging crap. Besides dodge, that's other dodging crap. You know what I'm saying? That's a small mob ball. We've got to watch this though, because the goal is that we drag this mob ball back, turret them out before we repair out and come back in. Sorry guys. A lot of angry mobs at this point. Okay, so they're damaging me at an efficient speed now, right? We're gonna remove this mark. We're going to create one here. Now I got to orientate myself on some stuff here. We must be turned sideways a little bit because up down is turning us side. Sorry guys. Sometimes space travel. There it is. Found the planet. Okay. So you guys can see we're pulling in skills still, right? But somewhere during this trip back, the skills are going to cut off. Because mobs don't just give you skills forever. Like, they really don't. Shooting does and stuff. But if you're just defensive skilling, a mob will go dry. So in order to keep mobs from going dry in there, we're pulling them back and turreting them. Because I'm not going to shoot them down today. On Sunday, we will shoot some crap down and stuff. But I need to conserve some of the ped for Sunday, to be honest. Get flying there. If you guys haven't seen, these are the skills we're getting for this part of it. The spacecraft systems, avoidance, spacecraft, piloting, computers, perception, courage, and intelligence. Those are all super, super good skills. That's not an excessive mob train, by the way. I mean, if we dumped that on somebody, it would be not good, right? That'd be a bad thing. That's considered not okay to do in space all the way. Like, if I were to fly by somebody and dump those on them, that's rude. Just as a heads up. People get mad at you dump mobs on them. On the planet, it's the same way, guys, right? But you see, we're not getting skills now because they're dry. And so for this part, the pilot just like flying back. This part is charity, kind of. And that's why you see some people blow up the ships out there, right? Because they're not planning on going out again. And they don't care if they're leaving dry mobs. And so then they blow the ship. Which I've done too, so I'm not going to be like I'm some perfect person that's never blown a ship for the skill points. I've done it a bunch, actually, before, but I know the difference, and there is a difference, and technically you should probably bring them back and turret them. Especially if you have a full like a full repair crew and stuff like that, you might as well bring them back and turret them. And I'll show you why on that too. As we approach, I think that it's at maybe 0.5 or something like that the turrets will kick in on a space station. Maybe it's a little closer. And then I'll get you the cost on what it costs us technically. I don't think it'll take us a full hour to repair this full ship, guys, just to be honest. And then we'll take it out again. And I'll repair it with an RK-0, because in all honesty, the only reason I'm doing it the RK-25 fat first is because it's going to go faster. And honestly, we're only going to devote so much time to it, but I can full repair this whole ship with an RK-25. And we'll only part repair probably a section in the same amount of time with the RK-0. And so, by the way, also, you can fly in that with these guys there. I mean, you take some hits, but if you're real smooth about your come in on this, you can just be like right past these guys and right into the hangar, like, or right out the hangar. But in all honesty, when you come out of hangar with this many dudes on you, sometimes that goes bad. Like that's not a good hangar. You want somebody to clear the hangar or flip the ship. Because I could turn the ship and have the hangar going the other way so people could exit. That's a better choice most of the time. And I think you guys see why we left so early, right? Okay, so we're smoking a little bit. That's not a big deal. So, also, just for the record, with the crew, this would be going totally different because we'd be being repaired constantly. And so we'd be seeing green numbers pop up that would represent like the idea of like the amount that they're healing. Which you guys won't be able to see the pop up when I'm healing it because we won't be in the pilot seat anymore. But on Sunday for sure we'll have people healing. And it'll be a mixed bag. Plus, on top of that, there's other pilots often on Sunday, and so it'll be more of a, I don't know, more of a community event, not just me flying a ship out, jacking it up, and coming back and showing you guys how much it costs to repair and stuff. I just wanted to give you guys the info so you'd be able to prepare and stuff ahead of time. That stuff's good. Also, so if you know, like if you're wanting to shoot at stuff, you can make arrangements to get gunner permission. And I know that we need to either get a armament device upgrade or some crap like that, just in case too many people want to shoot stuff. I do want to let you guys know though, it is like serious expensive to shoot mothership guns. Like shooting your quad wing guns is expensive-ish. A mothership gun is more expensive. So, but I do plan on Sunday blasting some caps and some things, just for the record. Okay, so we're watching now. I'm trying to remember exactly at what point we're needing to come to a slow. This will also remind me of when the guns kick off. I haven't actually been turreting them enough lately, and so I don't remember when the guns kick off. When you have a repair crew, usually you stop right on the border of the kickoff spot of the guns, and you basically let them jack that thing up as far as possible before you cross over. Does that make sense? Maximizing the amount of repair that is available for the crew. Because at the end of the day, most people are on a mothership for skilling and for community and hanging out and stuff, but mostly skilling. And so, good thing we left when we did, though. I definitely don't have the timing down on this. We're fine. We're gonna squeech in. Okay, guys, where do we think that the guns kick on? I don't believe it's at 1. I think it's at 0.5. And right here, we're about to hit under 1. We'll be fine, guys. I definitely got this as squeech in as possible. I'm a little bit nervous, I'm gonna be honest. I'm not even gonna pretend. Like, the reality is we could pop. And that kind of defeats the purpose of dragging these guys all the way back here, but it could happen. Okay, let's hope it's at 0.5, guys. Ooh, this is close. I don't know. I might have left a second too late. I'm not sure yet. Or took too long figuring out where the crap we needed to go, right? Oh, they're dying. No. Find out right here. Did those two just lag off? Okay. Moment of truth. Oh. That's not what I wanted to see. Ah, no. Is it going to be 0.1 AUs out to where the guns kick on? That's not what I was thinking. Ooh. Guys, this is a little nerve-wracking. We might be blowing. Oh, we're gonna be blowing. This close to it too. That's hilarious a little bit. This is mind-boggling. Is there any way it happens? We're in the space station zone. And we made it by a freaking hair. Holy crap. Guys, that was not good timing on our leave. Okay. Woo. So it is right up here at the 0.1 is when the guns kick off finally, okay? So I'm going to bring this into docking zone so it's easier to find for people flying up here. Whoa, that was so close to being blown up. I think we can all agree we've thoroughly damaged the ship, right? I think I agree. And those are clean mobs now. Okay, that looks like a good parking spot right there. I'm gonna jump out. Make sure I have a pin, which I thought we had. I'm gonna have to grab a pin. Hold on, guys. For some reason, they're not wanting to let me out of the gunner seat. Okay, so here's what happens when this happens. It's an annoying thing. You get locked into a gunner seat. You're like, holy crap, that's frustrating. So you click your button so nobody can see your log out and log back in because you have to protect your passcode, right? And so then you go like that, clicky button, clicky button. I'm going to log back in, and because I logged out, it'll boot me out of the gunner seat. But because motherships are their own server area and stuff like that, I'm going to be standing right there. And so it's literally not going to matter at all. Hold on 1 second. Don't worry, it'll pop up in one. Boom. And we're right here. So, I'm going to grab a... Oh, I did have a pin. I'm going to just take a record of how much we're at. I'm going to use a brand new clean RK-25 for our repairs. That way we're not worried about like, hey, what the crap is that? Do you see this, guys? They just told us that we lost connection somehow. In which I'm not sure how we lost connection seconds after logging in, but we did it. So let me get us back in. We'll repair this ship. We'll find out how much it costs to repair the ship with the RK-25. Then we'll do the entire thing again. We're trying to find the how much it costs per hour, not just like the whole ship. I'm not. By the way, you can repair the whole ship with the RK-25. Now it's super dark in here. Guys, I'm not sure what's going on here. Okay, lights are coming on now. Okay, well, we're going to go to the hangar, and we're going to start at the hangar. Or let's go to propulsion. I just jumped down the stairs. We should watch doing that. Sometimes, right after you've spawned... See, look. The lights are all weird now. Normally, this green light stuff is not going on, just for the record, guys. That's some weird crap going on. I don't even know what to say about that. We'll just ignore that. Let me take the information down that's important. Let's hope that we don't lose connection. Obviously, it's not my internet connection, right? Hold on 1 second. Let me make sure we have this scene pick. Boom. Sorry about that, guys. Got that over there. Okay. So we're at 13.5. 1 second, guys. You ever notice how if you ever grab a pin, it's going to be the pin that definitely doesn't work somehow? Luckily, I have more pins. Okay, we've got 13.5 on a tool. And I've got some on a mount. This should be pretty good. 96.99 in welding wire. Okay. The current time is 55 minutes into it. Let's wait till 56 minutes into this stream. And I'm going to click the button right at that. And we'll start this up. Ready? Right. Just 8 seconds, guys. Okay. So now, at this point, this is going to wreck in some of the different points. It's going to be electronics, mechanics, blueprint comp, engineering, intelligence, and stuff like that. Super important skills. Because I'm just going to be sitting here because it's repairing, I'm going to disappear my face so I'm not just, you know, sitting here. But when we're done, I'll of course reappear in. Not going to just stay disappeared the whole time. And we'll fly back out. We'll destroy some stuff. What I felt is we would repair the whole ship real quick, because you have to repair the whole ship anyway to do anything. Then when we're flying back out, we'd add up what it costs to repair the whole ship, divide it by how much time it took to repair the ship, and that would give us a, hey, this is how much it's going to cost you guys for running your RK-25 and stuff. And so I'm hoping that helps you guys out. That's my plan. I know it's going to help me out. And so we'll see exactly what happens here. I'm also going to grab a snack real quick. I think you guys can see why I love this as a type of skilling, right? Absolutely epic. So from the looks of it, it's not going to take us a ton of time to repair the whole ship and be on our way back out. And we'll add everything up. We'll know what it costs us, basically. And then we'll try to get the basic per hour. That'll kind of give us an idea. Honestly, I think about one of these machines burns out about over an hour. It'll easily repair the whole ship, though, for sure. Like, one RK-25 equals about one of, you know, some people's ships. Some people's ships would repair the crap out of it multiple times. Mixed bag. So we've only been repairing for about 8 minutes now. We've almost got propulsion to halfway. So let's say 16 minutes per unit. It's going to take us just slightly over an hour to repair the whole ship. So honestly, this is going to give us a pretty good estimation. So in a 10-hour event, we should be able to take the ship out about 5 times, maybe more. I don't know. I think about 5 times, maybe somewhere in there. And so we'll try to make sure everything's arranged. If you guys would make sure you guys have ship permission and stuff like that, that'd probably be a good idea. But on Sunday, I'll jump on at 4 a.m. Colorado time, which is some god-awful time on Entropia time too. And I'll start wrecking up this ship. And we'll try to see how much points everybody can get. I don't know. Definitely a plan. Plus I'll have some ammo, so it'll go a little smoother, because a couple times we'll just clear the guys. And so, that's always nice, to just have somebody to blast away some people. This electronics is one of the things we really want to build up for our robot hunting though. This other stuff's cool. The blueprint comp. So this is our next year's goal, is blueprint comp of 6,000. So this year, we're definitely going to hit the 6,000 goal on engineering. In fact, probably next week is when we'll hit it. And so, because every time I do the Monria mission, we're getting exactly 3 points, right? And so we're closing in on the amount of days we need to do the Monria mission. And every time we do this, we basically at least gain a point or so. And so, sometimes a little bit more. We gain a pretty good amount of engineering right now per day with what we're doing. It's still going slow as crap, guys. And then next year, we'll just focus. I'd really like to get our intelligence to 100. That's been an invasive, elusive type crap. I don't even know. I think we're doing a lot of stuff to try to get our intelligence up, but it's a fight, right? That we're not setting goals for yet. I don't really have any goals for any of the rest of this stuff at all. Like, it'd be nice to see it go up, but you know, right now the immediate goals are, hey, let's get to 100 intelligence and the 6,000 engineering. And then next year it'll be the blueprint comp and stuff, and who knows. You can also see why if we had a full crew doing this, we'd be back up and out faster too. So honestly, I'm probably wrong by a long ways. Because I'm like estimating that it would take us an hour to repair the whole ship on our own right. And with crew, you got guys repairing the whole time as you're coming back in. You literally pull in, let the guys get fried out, and then pull right back out most of the time within reason, because they repair while you're en route back. And then, so we'd probably at least get 6, maybe 7 in and outs with the crew on. Propulsion is almost fixed though, guys. By the way, if you guys notice the vehicle technology and stuff like that, that's why a lot of people that want to become vehicle engineers or vehicle crafters, they go and do this. This vehicle repairing, it doesn't go into it at all. It goes into the vehicle structural engineering crap. This, though, that goes into actual vehicle engineering. Okay. And just like that, we have repaired propulsion. So, here's what we're going to do now. I told you guys when we got on that there's different ways to get to everything. So if we go up that, we're going to go to the reactor. See how the lights are all messed up right now? When we loaded weird. Let's hope it fixes right here. So we go up the elevator. So that green light crap that's going on right now, that's not normal. Just so you know. Yeah, see that there's no green lights normally. This is how it looks normally. So I'm not sure what's going on with the green light, flashy crap going on, but so by the way, this is legit. You can fly in and out of that hangar anytime you want. Go attack people. This is where they'd refill the stuff, fueling stations and stuff like that. Honestly, there's not really a lot of exciting things down here. There's a repair point. That's what there is, guys. So here's the hangar repair point. Click this. And get right back to it. And so I know we'll be slightly off by the amount of time it took us to move between stations. You guys would have to move between stations anyway. And so in all honesty, if you're trying to figure out how much you're going to spend an hour, you're probably going to move. You know. So, now we'll know. But it is only going to take about 16 minutes per each one of these. So, we'll be knocking this out pretty fast, I would say. Also, if you're wondering, this is also why a lot of people AFK repair with the RK-0. And when we switch over to the RK-0, you're going to see much more apparently why. For one, holy crap, we're going to be like getting smaller numbers. And yeah, repairing this whole ship with the RK-0 would be a minute. Every time I see intelligence improve, I'm happy. Even if it's 0.0004, I will take it. So we've already got one station repaired, and in all honesty, we're not not down enough to be worried about it. So basically, it's going to burn up one RK-25 unit, and we started with 96.99, right? And we'll look over the. Oh, we've burned up like 3 pad in stuff. So 6 pad maybe in 20 something minutes. Oh yeah, no, the cost per hour on this is going to be ridiculously reasonable. We'll figure it out though. I'm curious, but the cost per hour per training on an RK-25 is not actually that bad, you guys. As it looks, the cost per hour on training on an RK-0 is going to be ridiculously low though. But you got to imagine how slow the crap we're going to be repairing this thing. If we would have done the RK-0 first, we would have been talking about you guys hanging out for a while we repair this. Been a serious ordeal. It's a little awkward for me because I'm used to watching for blueprints to pop and stuff like that while I'm skilling lately. And there's nothing to watch to pop really. It's just pure, hey, let's roll in some skills and power up our guy. Which we need to do. We're actually at the tail end of any of the power-upping I'm planning on doing on this guy, actually. At this point, we're able to manufacture all this stuff that's within the zone of stuff people are actually using. And most of the stuff I'm seeing pop when we're pushing it isn't actually that handy, to be honest, guys. I'm wanting it to be. But either it takes a ridiculous, like, quest to get all the materials to make this stuff, or reality, nobody really uses that yet, and it's not in the level zone that people are just at. I'm starting to believe that most people playing the game right now are predominantly playing in that 15 to 35th level zone, in which that you can make much lower crafting skills. Like, you only need about, let's say, 2,500 in engineering and stuff like that, 2,500 in your general skills to be crafting any of the stuff in those zones. And so, as we start getting into that 6,000 zone up, the only reason we're still trying to get some of the points and stuff in reality is because eventually at level 60 we get Industrialist unlocked. The thing is, though, at my highest level that's towards that, we're 13 levels away. And 13 levels away, if you guys know about how exponentially hard it gets to gain each level, is a frick lot of levels. It's like as much work as we've done to get where we're at right now ahead of us at minimum. And so being in a hurry at that point is just a senseless thing. Hangar is almost repaired, though. I mean, I'm not trying to dissuade you guys from wanting to, like, level up your high-powered crafty craft stuff. But if you guys think about it, most of the stuff you're seeing is not tier 7 or tier 6. And so the majority of what most people are using in the game can be crafted at a relatively lower, well, not a low zone actually, though. But you don't have to be like 9,000 skill points and a bunch of stuff to craft the stuff that's majority of it's being used. Although if you were at 9,000 points and some stuff, you are a beast. And you should be kicking some butt, I'm going to tell you that. I know there are some people like that, but I'm not trying to make ridiculous stuff. I'm trying to make the stuff people are using. In which some of the stuff that, yeah, you can make later on, I'm finding out not really as friendly for selling as you would think. I mean, you do sell some once in a while. You sell some, but the volume of sales in that under 35th level equipment zone is actually higher by a chunk. And that's an important thing, right? Volume. And so, plus on top of that, like, you have competition on the really low stuff, but once it gets up a little bit, there's not as many people crafting everything. Still a lot of people crafting stuff. So if you guys notice, we're getting mechanics and electronics, which is huge. Not just because we craft stuff, we have to make subcomponents all the time for the stuff we craft, but because those things go into robotology, or well, the robot looter profession. Robotology is its own skill. And we want to be a way better robot looter. Absolutely a goal of the last couple years, actually. Slowly evolving. Now the good thing is from here we just go upstairs, go upstairs, go upstairs. And we're closing in on about a couple minutes, then 32 minutes it should take us to do the reactor at the command center. About, let's say 36 minutes realistically for both of them. Then we'll have to fly out. To save time, I might blow the ship, even though we just talked about not blowing the ship. It'll get us back faster. We can get back to repairing. And you guys will have context to it. But it can save considerable time when you blow a ship, and I'll show you why. Because we're just going to keep stacking people on us. So eventually, you know, that's basically why. The problem is, though, then you're going to have dry mobs out there. Which I don't like leaving dry mobs. So I probably won't blow the ship, even though I said I would. We'll try to scoot it back in. By the way, we for sure know, don't scoot it back in at the, I don't know why I just came up this way. It's the weirdest way to come up. Oh well. I'll be honest, I don't know what's going on with that. Let's face this direction and hope that repairs. I'm gonna repair the reactor station first. I'm hoping this lightsy stuff crap going on that you guys are seeing gets fixed while we're doing stuff. I just jumped down here because it doesn't do that much damage. I mean, it damages, but a lot of people will actually repair from these staircases. I don't think that's the greatest way to do it. You used to be able to repair from up through one of the windows. There used to be an observation window right there, and you could repair through it. Yeah, that was the good old days when you could repair through the observation window upstairs. Like that was a different, you know. For some reason, they decided that they needed to make it where you couldn't really just repair through a window. So. By the way, we started this at 56 minutes into the stream. We're now an hour and 30 minutes into the stream, which literally, yeah, puts us at just barely over that half hour, 34 minutes. So let's look at this. So we have used barely over 4 ped in welding wire in 34 minutes. And 5 point something ped of that. So about 9 ped in 34 minutes. So I don't know, what are you guys thinking? About 16 ped per hour? Maybe 17 ped per hour in gear is what we're going to be burning. That's not crap. Plus markup, guys. And I'm not adding markup in because I don't know what you're going to secure these things at. Like, what do people ask for markup on these things? 125%, 119%. I would just call that 125% probably realistic. I don't know. So if you're just joining, it takes about 16 minutes per each one of these sections to recharge, to be repaired up. And it's not costing that much actually, so. As soon as we get it repaired, we'll fly back, we'll trash the ship again, and we'll find out about how much we're burning ped-wise when we do the RK-0. But in all honesty, because this is the RK-25, the RK-0 is much cheaper per minute to run. And so, with as much as we're not spending very much on this, I would expect the RK-0 to be some ridiculously low amount. Just, you know, as a heads up, it's going to move way slower. We're not going to repair the whole ship on the RK-0 though, guys. We're just going to get a base. I'm going to look at exactly where we're at. And we'll basically we'll run the crap out of it for 30 minutes. We'll know what the average was for that 30 minutes, right? And then that'll allow us to be like, hey, if I were running this all day for like 10 hours or some crap, it would cost me that times that 30-minute ratio type thing. And so that won't be the same. And then I'll repair the ship the rest of the way with the RK-25, probably, off stream and stuff after we've actually added everything up. And so, but we want to know how much it costs for basically each different thing. By the way, the scale conversion is awesome on this stuff. So we are slowly building up some nice little serendipity right there. I know to some people that might not be a high amount, but you know, overall for me, I consider anything that gets up that high pretty good. I mean, I have seen some people with some ridiculous scores, and props to them though. Like that's totally mad props actually. But serendipity, I don't have concrete knowledge to what exactly it does. But for some reason, I do absolutely feel it's important. And I know that, like, some of my decisions on my character based on what I feel is probably, like, illogical based on the fact that I'm constantly stating that somebody should be agnostic to basically everything that they approach in this game. But, I acknowledge that I don't know. I just feel that it is an important skill, such as like same with all the Ludi skills like um, robotology and xenobiology and stuff like that that some people don't think are a big deal. I'm pretty sure they are. I just don't have a clue what they do, and I don't factually know like does this do this to modify the what overall loot quality pool or anything like that? No, I have no idea. Just personally, over the years of gameplay, I started thinking, hey, I think these skills might be important. And I don't have a way to be able to verify it without costly, actual analysis in which we're not going to do some kind of ultra expensive study in which we do like multiple set studies and then a bunch of statistical analysis to figure out. I mean, I like to enjoy games. I don't like to turn them into some kind of ridiculous science project. But power to you guys if you want to do that. I'll totally listen to your breakdown of your stats if you want to do that, for sure. I mean, like, couldn't be like ridiculous type stat data. It had to like stay within the realms of like quantitative analysis type stuff. But yeah, you went past that, I'd be like, whew, I might be in trouble. Might not know what you're even doing. This is such a great way to well-round your character, like to start off, you know what I'm saying? Because you get the electronics and the mechanics, and so for component type stuff, this pimps. I mean, also you get blueprint comp and engineering, which, that definitely helps on everything too, but the electronics and the mechanics right off the bat is not going to hurt you at all, because basically nothing that you're going to craft is not going to have components in it. They all have some kind of crap that you have to have. Well, now some have just materials. Those are just the components though. I mean, almost all items, not all, but almost all have some kind of component that they want you to have too. And so it does not hurt to have a little bit of electronics, mechanics, and in all honesty, metallurgy. The metal engineering stuff, that stuff, man. There's metal engineering stuff in all kinds of items. Same with electronics, you know. Rich amount of stuff you have to be able to do to craft crap, basically. Almost have the reactor done, and then we know we're down to 32 minutes and we'll have the ship fully up and going. And so then we'll also know that you can take a ship out, crash the crap out of it, and fully repair it in blank amount of time with an RK-25, even with having to log in and log out. That's pretty good, I'd say. In case you guys are deciding one day you're gonna just do this. And you're like, hey, how long would it take me and how much money would it cost me to take and wreck the crap out of the ship and then repair the whole thing? Okay, so we're done there. Then we're just running upstairs. By the way, if we were trying to get downstairs into that the propulsion area, that's propulsion. See that green crap? Man, I'm not happy about that. So the lighting is being weird for anybody just joining, by the way. And so I don't know what happened when we had our little issue and had to relog and stuff like that. But there's this funky green lighting stuff that's trying to blind us everywhere in the ship. I don't know why it's doing that. It's annoying. We're going to try to avoid it by looking to the side right here. Because down that hallway that we'll have to go to pilot the vehicle, it's bright. We're going to stop right here. This is the command and control center. 32 minutes or 34 minutes, something like that is what it's going to take us to repair the rest of the ship. That's like nothing. Then we're going to fly it out. I will junk it again. We're going to fly back and we're going to kill the mobs the way you're supposed to. I'm not going to blow up the ship. I was going to for a second out of convenience and out of just sheer laziness and greed for skill. But reality wise, we're trying to keep to good habits, and so I will fly back with mobs shooting us up. I will probably stop at the 0.1 space distance zone, and we will sit there and soak damage for a second, park, and then we'll repair the rest of the way and stuff. It'll be great. Also, I'll flip on the camera while we're in the middle of fly stuff. I just think the camera being on while I'm just sitting here repairing is awkward because it's legitimately just me sitting there. I mean, there's no facial reactions to thrill in the play-by-play moments of crafty craft repair. Although, man, if there was a chance I would discover a blueprint while doing this, it'd be my favorite thing in the world. Because I love blueprint discovery. But I really love skilling too sometimes. I don't know, what are you guys' thoughts on serendipity? How important do you guys think it is? I think it's huge important. I just don't know exactly how it impacts things. Same with analysis. I actually think analysis is massive important. I couldn't tell you exactly how what it does, you know what I'm saying? But I feel analysis is one of those other skills that people underestimate being of like a super good value. Okay, I'm gonna refill my coffee again. Something won't happen, like, you know, except we got some intelligence again. Don't you wish we were getting a little more, though? Getting to 100 intelligence is taking forever in this game. I'm gonna just say that. I mean, I even switched over to being more focused on using mind forces, in which mind force is great for power and stuff like that. Defensively, you don't gain as much though, because a lot of times you're blasting people down before they get to you, and you just don't gain hit points and crap like that the same as a mind force user. And so you gain a lot of power, but it's all different. You know, it's not the same as if I were running around trying to get the 65th level or something like that as a swordsman. That would tank the crap out of you. I mean, that's some serious tank stuff. And then, like, you know, if you're shootering, you get all that agility and stuff like that. You become pretty good too. Um, Mind Force, your brain gets more powerful. Your psyche and all that stuff gets more powerful and stuff. That's nice. And you can knock some damage, but you don't tank up the same, in all honesty. That's another reason why some of that ship piloting crap really does help you out. Because some of the stuff we're getting, like the courage and stuff like that, we are actually going to gain hit points and stuff for, including, I can't remember what all skills, but maybe even the ship pilot stuff might even give us hit points, I think, like maybe every 1800 or something like that. But basically, by ship piloting, you can gain some extra defensive stuff, the avoidance and stuff, and gain some hit points, which for somebody that uses Mind Force like me, that's probably, you know, a pretty good thing. The good thing at this point is you can armor up and plate up way better than you used to be able to. I mean, like, flat out, the armor and the plates that are in the game now compared to a long time ago are absolutely just ridiculously, absolutely amazing. And so, your ability to plate and armor up to compensate for that other stuff is just absolutely a better deal right now. I think so, especially since the plates, man, they're so customizable. You plate up the right set of armor, and most mobs, if you've prepared for them and you're hunting that specific mob, they can't do crap. Grabbing my phone real quick so I have a calculator so that when we're finished we can add up what this actually cost. We started at 56 minutes into the stream repairing. Likely we're going to be done at about 8 minutes or 10 minutes, in all honesty. Which means that, little over an hour to repair a whole ship is what it's going to have took us. In fact, if I stopped right at 56 minutes, we could just look at exactly what we have. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stop at 56 minutes and we're going to add this up an hour and 56 minutes, right? Because we started the stream at 56, repairing. So I'm going to get the exact for an exact 1 hour, you guys. This is going to be freaking awesome. We'll know exactly what it costs. Then I'm going to repair it the rest of the way, take it out. Obviously, it'll take us like a few minutes. But we're at 1 hour 52 minutes into the stream. I guess you guys could see that crap too, huh? Okay. Good to know. $152. I think we were pretty efficient with our moving around the ship. I wasn't horribly wasteful. This should be pretty accurate to what it would take you guys. On an RK-25, guys. This is on the RK-25. We'll write this down so we know. That way, if I'm ever planning some ridiculous thing where I think I'm going to come up here for like a month or something. Because I'm, you know. I have had times in this game where I was like a hermit on a planet, just skilling up for like months and months. Yeah, it was awesome. I like doing that in this game sometimes. That's my Cyrene, man. Cyrene's my hermit planet. I mean, I know I stream from it a lot, but holy crap. I play the crap out of Cyrene. Tolan, too. I actually am starting to like Tolan, and I'm starting to like everything, honestly. Just differently. And I feel I haven't explored Arcadia enough to definitively say exactly what I think yet. Getting close, guys. We're almost at 1 hour exactly. This will make it easy because then we just 10 times it. We'll be like, well, a whole 10-hour run would cost us at least this much. Or could cost us this much. Obviously, that's inaccurate because we'll be flying out and back and stuff. And who knows exactly, but if you were to just have a dude repairing, that's what it would cost him if you had some perpetual cycle where you never had to stop. So in all honesty, this is going to be kind of, yeah. It'll be realistic for what we're looking at right here though, guys, so that's good, right? Okay, last minute. Then we're going to get the cost. We'll fly right back out. I mean, I'm going to repair the CC the rest of the way, but that literally should take just like a couple minutes. I just want to stop it at an even amount so that we get a easy to do situation going on, you know what I mean? And obviously we got a bunch of skills in that 1 hour. Okay, last few seconds. Boom. I stopped it right on time. Okay, so now we've only ran for exactly 1 hour. Okay, so we burnt 9.8 ped off of that in 1 hour. I had 96.99 in welding wire. Yeah. And we are currently at 89.2. So we burnt 7.79 in welding wire. So 17.59 ped per hour. And that's TT value, guys. So that's what it would cost you per hour to run an RK-25 TT value. Welding wire / and welding wire in an RK-25. RK-25s are, well, depending on where you buy them. I'll just tell you guys should expect to pay 125%. So let's look at the welding wire markup real quick. I don't want to misguide you guys too much. So double the welding wire cost, right? So reality wise, let's say you spent $16 pad for the welding wire and an extra 25% on that. Let's say 3 pad, maybe. I hope you're not spending 13 pad on a tool. So that could have cost somebody 20. I'm sorry, I got a little confused right there. Yeah, no, that could have cost 16 plus 13. I think that's ridiculous. That could have cost somebody 28 pad. I don't think that's okay. But that probably is what somebody's paying for that. I made my tools, so I'm not hitting with the same cost. I did buy my welding wire, but I bought it in mass, and I bought it under the 190%. I got it kind of at 180 something percent, in all honesty. Because if you look at this on the large scale purchases and stuff like that, you end up getting it at just a lower amount if you buy a bunch. And so I bought a bunch and I didn't pay as much because of it. So you can get it down there in price if you buy large scale amounts. I'm a little bit bothered by the cost on that. The cost TT value, what right, is reasonable as crap if you think about it, because it's 1759, about, you know, that's not really that much. It's under 18 ped. That's $1.80 per hour of skilling. About, you know, I don't know. I'll have to think about it. Okay, remember I told you the lights are being weird. Normally this is not a hallway of holy crap. I don't like that that's happening. I can't even see what's going on because of it. We'll approach like this. Okay, we're at the pilot seat. I apologize for that going on. We flew back and there was some glitch going on. Oh, did it just fix? It just fixed, you guys. Holy crap. Thank you. Gosh, dang, that was annoying. Okay, I'm gonna take us back out. Hold on 1 second. And we'll be heading straight back towards the training area. Get rid of this real quick. Now, I'm going to let you guys know, if you guys were wondering, motherships, if they don't warp, they're freaking like a Slipnir flight speed-wise. So we're not flying anywhere fast. We're going to be moving there, though. And as we approach, I'll flip back on my camera and stuff like that. And we'll be kicking some butt. We'll trash this thing pretty fast. Okay. I don't know what was going on with that whole situation with the lights. Is there a ship? Oh, I thought we were being. Um, I don't know what you call it when somebody matches speed and course with you, but that's what I thought was happening for a second. It's okay, it wasn't what happened. So the plan is Sunday we do the crap out of this though. I'm going to basically do 10 hours, I think, what the plan is at this point. Um, and so the time I normally wake up during the week to do the Fallout 76 streams and stuff like that, that early, that's when I'm going to start. Just right off the bat, whole day till like sometime in the afternoon. I don't know when it's going to be. Like 4 a.m., like noon. No, like 2 in the afternoon. Oh my. Well, we'll be doing it from 4 a.m. to 2 in the afternoon. I just got to get permission. I'm pretty sure we'll be allowed to because this is a training vessel. Everybody's welcome. They just have to contact and get permission to board. And I'll keep this thing damaged the whole day. Like it'll be ridiculous. Plus, I'll help repair it the whole day too. If I have to, I'll repair the whole thing the whole day. So if you look, we obviously brought. Let's see. We use. Look at what we used in welding wire. We used 7 point something. So yeah, we have enough for 10 hours of constant repair right there. Because I have 88.85 in welding wire trade terminal value. That's well over our 10-hour need right there. We'd totally make it. To make sure I have 10 tools because we pretty much burnt through a tool. Two. Oh yeah, I have 10 tools. Okay, so Sunday, for 10 hours straight, we're going to wreck this ship. Let's see if the owner of the ship's on, guys. Probably going to be a good idea that I contact them and get permission. In which I'm going to have permission, but other people also fly this ship and help skill it. But we'll just assume at this point that by Sunday I'll be able to verify that we're cool with just skilling the crap out of the whole day. And so I'm making sure we plan it this far out so that I have a couple days to contact, make sure it's cool, so that you guys have a little bit of time to contact and get permission or get guest listed onto the ship or whatever you need, you know what I mean? I don't want to exclude people is basically the idea. But you guys, you didn't think that was that expensive per hour, did you? I mean, I guess if we double it and stuff like that, it's all of a sudden expensive. Yes, not really. Even if you double it right there, right? That's not even 36 pet an hour. So $4 an hour ish. That's not bad. It would just to be it would just to be. I mean, it would be like really economic to warp to training grounds and stuff, or that would be done, guys. I'm just not that insane that I think it would be valuable to be warping back and forth between a training ground and stuff. At that point, I would be just buying the skills. But this is what they're talking about when people are like, we're slow boating the mothership and stuff like that. Somebody in a quad wing would whiz right past me. We'd be like a very slow turtle. Now, honestly, I've never checked, but I kind of wonder if a Slipnir might technically be slightly faster. I've never tried to intercept this ship and board it in a Slipnir. I've done it in quad wings. It's easy as heck. You can just fly right in as it's flying and might as well be standing still. But a Slipnir might be the same speed of it, might be faster. I have no idea. Doubt it's slower though. That's something I'm pretty sure it's not. Maybe when somebody else is piloting it one day, I'm gonna fly out in a Slipnir and I'm gonna see if I'm faster than one of these or not. We'll have to pace a mothership with a Slipnir. That'll be a plan. Okay, so we're not that far out now. Sadly, the guys will be visible at 1 AU out from the center of this mass, which isn't realistic at all, honestly, but whatever. The proportions of their AUs, like an AU is an astronomical unit equal to the distance between Sun and Earth, right? And so, like, if you think about it, um, yeah, the scaling of things is vastly disproportionate. It just is what it is. Probably a good thing though, because my God, this would be a pretty long flying game. You'd be wanting for subspace drives and stuff. Okay, we're closing in, guys. Also on Sunday, it'll be easier because we're gonna clear off some of the mobs by just blasting them and using the weapon systems a little bit more, not having to fly all the way back and turret them at the space station and stuff. And so that should be significant. If you guys have not done the codex, um, codexing in space is much easier from a mothership, just in case you guys are wondering. I mean, you can fly up. I have codexed partially from a ship. I'm not saying you cannot do it. It's absolutely doable. I'm just saying that, like, it's absolutely easier from a mothership because it's a big old mothership. I mean, that's literally all you can say about it. Like, you get a skill, you jump into a gun, you go thump, thump, thump. I think it's 3 hits per mob. Takes down a mob. I mean, like, fast too. You'll see on Sunday. Basically, you can clear these mobs fast as crap. with a mothership. They don't have a chance. And if somebody's piloting and like your buddy, like say you're a late night, you know, a pilot, and you're like, hey, dude, can we fly out to here? I need to get a bunch of codecs done. I'm gonna let you know. It is super easy when you have a pilot that's working with you on your codecs, because the pilot will team with you, right? They're gonna pop the skill pill, or not the skill pill, the loot pill, because they're gonna fly at the mobs and soak up the. Well, basically, it's easier if the pilot has a loot pill for some reason in a mothership. And so basically, they just fly at them, make sure you're in the right gun, which you can exchange out guns, whichever one you want to set in, you know. And it racks up fast. Like as you're flying at them, it's just like choo choo choo, choo choo choo, and you just reacquire another target. But it also burns ped like crazy. Now the other part about it is the stuff that drops off of the stuff in space is ridiculous, and so it's just a fascinating mixed bag. But big time codexing in space is much harder to do in like Slipnir or Quadwing. And you can do it, so I'm not saying you can't. So like that's for sure you can. It just is not as easy at all. Hold on one second. I'll show you what I'm talking. Well, we don't want to pop in and out of the seat. For a second, I was going to park this at the edge, jump out of my seat, which, by the way, because this ship will stay wherever you park it spatially, you can just park one of these ships and base it at the edge of a training ground, and then everybody uses it as a base of operations to fly back in and out. That does work too, by the way. Maybe I'll show you what I'm talking about on that. On Sunday, we'll definitely. I'll fly out of the hangar and we'll fly out and we'll take out some ships too, or some of these creatures in just a quad wing, and you guys will have better comprehension of what I'm talking. I mean, I'm not meaning that you don't have comprehension, but it's easier to see sometimes if you see it. And for the people that know, I mean, like you already know, so it's not even the same thing, guys. Okay, we should be really approaching. I'm gonna kick on my thing. Um, I just don't like to have my video on while I'm just sitting here, because then you guys are just watching me sit here having coffee and stuff. I don't know. Any second now, we're gonna see little dudes. There'll be little dotty things. As we sit here and have coffee. Okay, so here's the first guy. I'm probably not gonna dive down at him. I'll probably just fly into where they're thicker first before we start taking maneuvers towards guys. And honestly, if we were gonna pop the ship, I might would consider differently, like if I was gonna pop a skill pill right now. Okay, coming in. And these guys are like, I think 32nd level is the highest ones, and I think maybe 26th or 27th is the lowest ones. So not super high level, like mostly. Okay, now they're gonna start firing on us. This is why we're doing it though. I mean, also we want all that engineering stuff. So there's some computer skill. Little bit of spacecraft pilot. Don't worry, I'm going to curve back in 1 second. We should be getting some defensive skills too in a second. Now the computer use, that goes into a bunch of the stuff we do, but I'm believing that that even goes into our robot looting stuff to a point. So, if you can imagine, if you don't have any of these skills, like you haven't been doing this, this is absolutely impressive at first. Like the first time I was ever allowed to like pilot, I just watched this stuff just go kink, 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 and I was thinking, holy frick. And so, by the way, also, if you guys want to know something insane, right? And this is, I don't know if I should even tell you this. You guys should check the auction house and see how much this skill is worth. I mean, if you think about it, we're just gaining this, right, while we do this. So say I were to chip out right now, how much do you think this would be worth, right? I'm going to say it'd be worth a little bit. I'm not one of the guys that does that. But I do know people who do that. I'm not saying I have not done it. I have done it. But I know somebody that does it all the time. And they're pretty well about it. So, but some of the guys that do that, right, and this isn't to be mean, what they do is they wait till they get about 2,000 in spacecraft pilot, right? Then you chip that out, and I can't remember, it might be like 600 pad or some crap like that worth of stuff in money. And then you buy deeds, and then you just come back up and you do it again. That's right, I told you guys that. Seriously, check the auction house and be like, WTF, that skill's worth retarded amount. Or an epically insane amount. Not like tailoring and coloring, probably. Those are really expensive too. But guess how many repair kits you could buy for that also. I mean, because that's also an option. Maybe I'll, you know what, we're not on a class, so I can't auction house. I don't have a portable auction house terminal thingy. I don't even think they've made one, because I haven't seen the blueprint. I am serious about that. Some of the pilots, though, for motherships, they pilot, they gain the skill, and then they chip the skill out every little bit, and then they buy more deeds. Absolutely one of the biggest perks for this job. So obviously we're not nimble and we don't turn on a dime either, right? Okay guys, I think we've almost got enough on us that we probably should start heading back in a second with them. Or we're gonna risk blowing up almost like last time. Looking about. Probably fly through these guys right here, guys. By the way, there are places all throughout space like that stuff. And obviously ships training everywhere pretty much. So these are the skills we're getting here. Space pilot, spacecraft systems, computer avoidance, intelligence, and perception. By the way, you can never have enough perception either. That's the other one that I think is... I haven't set a goal for this year or next year yet, but perception's a big deal. I'm going to turn towards this a little bit better. I would not sell your computer use if you guys are going to do a bunch of stuff though. Just so you know, let me look up what computers goes into real quick and I'll tell you. Okay, we're waiting for it to load, guys. We're hoping we don't use up our bandwidth and drop our thing or some crap like that, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so here's what computers goes into. Animal investigator, archaeologist, captain of 10%, that's why we're gaining it so fast. Driller, humanoid investigator, miner, mutant investigator, robot looter, spacecraft engineer, Tailor, which I don't know why it would go into Tailor, technology investigator, and tier upgrader. So it goes into some stuff. I mean, I guess not everybody's going to use that, but... Did we leave early enough? Was our timing good enough? I don't know. Yeah, let's have coffee as we fly back slowly, right? This is just going to be stuff telling us crap. I'm also selling a bunch of these, obviously, too. I mean, I made too many. And then I realized I had gotten out of control. And so I'm like, I'll put some in the market. Like, it was a little out of control. I also put some back in storage for my home market. But I realized I had made way too many. Like, sometimes I get out of control on a crafting run. I'll be honest. So as you can see though, this is a great way to skill up some stuff. Let's see what we got on our important thing too. So this is the one that people don't really push. Well, you know, some people push this. This is an excellent one. This is defensive. You start getting it at level 25 as either an invader or a dodger. And so become a level 25 invader or dodger, by the way. It'll give you an extra benefit while you're up here doing this. I'm kind of just watching to see how close we're getting. And trying to kind of estimate if I think, hey, do we have it smooth? Or are we going to be like barely streaking in there, you know what I'm saying? Okay, I'm pretty sure we have it smooth. We're barely under the halfway point. We have 2.16 AUs left. I think we have it. They're obviously out of skills though. So you see what I mean on skill dry though? We're not going to get any more skills at this point. Nothing. And so that's why it's important to terminate the mobs. Very sad when mobs are skill dry. The other reason why it's nice to have a gunner to clear the mobs, if somebody will clear the mobs, like you pull for a little bit, you can just spend all day out there actually. So if somebody was clearing the mobs every little bit, the mobs would never build up on you enough that the repair people would ever get overran. And you would get skill all day. It'd be awesome. Oh, the dream of having a perfectly functioning team. Every video gamer dreams of this. I think it's just like, you know what I mean? Because games are always good, but can you imagine a game where the people functionally work together? My God, it would be great. Not saying people don't work together in Entropia, but there is a vastly higher amount of solo adventuring than working together. They should put about 20 mobs in that there's not a crapping chance in heck that you're going to do it without working together with some people. And not even because they're hard, just because the situation demands that you have more people. That's an opinion, not a, hey, please go do this right now. Mustaches are evil and they tickle your nose. Even though they're cool, they tickle your nose all the time. Just gonna say. By the way, notice we're almost to that whole leveling of a captain again. That'll be nice. Okay, so we're almost back. We're for sure smoothly making it in, guys. And we know they don't shoot till like 10. Like 0.1 AU's out. They're moving around too much to count, so I'm not going to bother trying. There's not a bunch of them, but honestly, this is not a counting thing for me. This has been one of those days where you're spacey, and you probably should avoid anything like super hard. I don't know why I'm spacing today, but holy, it has been a spacey day for sure. A really good day. Like legit going smooth on everything else. Man, there's been multiple times today where I was like, not my finest moment of intellectual thought. Whatever. Oh, we're definitely to the side though, look at that. We got ourselves discombobulated. That scared me for some reason, and I don't even know why. I thought it was blown up randomly out of nowhere. Trying to just get the right orientation on that place. Okay. You know, we didn't leave by a lot of spare time. We're solidly good though, guys. That hangar's getting a little close though. My confidence is like I feel we have this, but we're gonna be scraping in again, like legit. It's okay. But I definitely didn't give us a big window of extra flying around having fun time. Okay, so that'll let people know that we're pulling into the space station and we're at full damage in case they want to repair. I'd consider that we have full damage, right? I mean, like we have a hair of a bar, a hair of a bar, and a hair of a bar, and we still have 2.6, or 0.26, sorry guys, AU's travel left. Ooh, this is gonna be like hair, guys. I might have left 10, 20 seconds too late. Maybe we left 10, 20 seconds on time. I don't know. That's a very thin hair going on right there, guys. Zero shocks if we get blown up, though. Just be prepared. Whoa, we are on the edge of being blown up right now, guys. We're in space station zone, though. We're technically docked. And they're dead. So it's at 15. It's at 15.15 AUs is where they get took out. And look at how freaking close we were, guys. Oh man, that is insane close. Let's not do that on purpose. You know what I'm saying? That was a bad choice. Let's come down here. We'll orientate ourselves where we're easy to find for anybody coming out of the space station or coming up from the planet to the space station. Okay, stop engines. That's right there. If anybody misses that, they're not looking right. Okay, we're gonna hop out. Thank God it worked right this time. I don't know what's going on with the lights today. Something's being weird with lights in the ship. Oh, now it's down. So there's green light going on, guys. I don't know what's up with that. I'm not even gonna pretend I understand why green light is going on today, but some stuff's going on. Some weird crap with lights. Let's get our information before I start this run of repairs. We all know is what we're trying to do is figure out how much it costs per hour. I'm not going to repair the whole ship with an RK-0, guys. I'm going to just be honest. I'm willing to repair about 30 minutes with the RK-0, letting us know what it costs, right? In which, at that point, we can, we'll equip this. This is a brand new RK-0, 7 ped. Got a few seconds left. And we have 88.85 ped in welding wire. We're going to be starting this at 2 hours and 45 minutes into the stream. And so we'll check on it in 30 minutes after that starts. Hold on 1 second, just a few seconds. And we'll just double what it spends in 30 minutes, and that'll tell us what we would spend, kind of. Now on Sunday, the plan is 10 full hours of crashing the ship and repairing. And so we're still actually having to verify with the owner of the ship. And so, but I'm going to do that for sure. I'm not going to leave us not verified by but if you guys would contact, make sure you're on the list if you want to do it. You can get equipment really cheaply, honestly, in the auction house most of the time. Down on Arcadia, I think half the bigger players in this thing have little stores where they sell equipment from Mothershipping and stuff like that. And so, but down in Arcadia, in that Celestial Courier area, there are shops that sell everything you need for Mothership repair for sure. And so I'm going to click the button while I sit here and have coffee and we wait for this to run out. We're going to be stopping, I forgot exactly when I wrote down, at 3 hours and 3 hours and 15 minutes into the stream. We'll add up exactly how much ped we've spent. That way you guys will know. By the way, you see how slow this is repairing comparatively? Like, I don't know. 30 minutes into this, we're barely probably going to be anywhere near repairing this. I don't even know. Not very much. It won't be that repaired. Let's just say that. So, but we'll know how much it costs. That'll be a good thing. And by the way, we get some great skills. It's not like you don't still get good skills. It just, when you're ripping it out with the RK-25, it's legitimately hard to switch back to RK-0s. I mean, like, if you're just socialing and hanging out and kind of chat rooming and visiting, the RK-0 works. Or when you're skilling at first because you haven't got to the RK-25. But then, after that, like when I fly back, once in a while I'll try to use an RK-0, just thinking I'm going to be some kind of economically repairing that day. And it takes me so long to repair that I almost every time end up switching over to a 25 anyway. And so, to me, the 25 is where it's at. If you can use a 25, just throw the 25 on and rip out the, just be like, boom, we're ready. But if you're just chilling and hanging and just getting some basic skills, RK-0 is awesome. Just for the record, I'm not trashing the RK-0. So this is why you see so many people telling you what station they're at and that they're going AFK. Just straight up for the record. Like a lot of times, repair crewing is, hey, I'm going AFK at blank blank station. In which there's nothing wrong with that if you're kind of chilling. It's actually great. At one point I had a giant workload, right? And I didn't really have time to play that much. But I would jump on in the morning and I would basically repair the ship with people because there was a big crew at that point. It was really nice. It was very social. And the ship was pretty much always damaged. And so you would jump on and you would repair with people for a little while. But you could like just sit there and kind of chat room it, visit while you're doing other things, and still skill. And as you can tell, if I was like leaving this going, this is not going to repair this very fast. This is going to take a long time. And you're still getting good skills. And by the way, it doesn't look as impressive because I have reasonable-ish skills, right? But I am going to tell you guys, if you don't have any engineering and crap like that, and you came up here, and you guys got a repair unit and started hitting up a mothership, and I don't care what mothership it is or where you buy the units, because I'm not trying to like sell units or get you onto a ship. You would be blown away at how fast your skills would dump in. And it's just straight up an insanity at first. It's still pretty insane after a while, but when you first start mothershipping, the skill return is so off the chart that it's absolutely profound. And you guys see, these are good skills. We're not getting crap. We're getting mechanics, electronics, the vehicle repair. We'll get vehicle technology. We'll get a bunch of engineering, and we'll get blueprint comp. To be honest, right now, I think the blueprint comp is my most important skill that I'm working on that I don't have already kind of where I want it-ish. Like, engineering will have it in the 6,000 literally before the end of the year, likely before the end of this month even. Like, we're closing in on it, so I don't know. See where we are. And after the 10 hours of doing this on Sunday, I would bet that we're going to be pretty dang close to it. Monterey right now is giving me, per that run, right, I get 3 points. So 75 pack in engineering gives me 3 points of engineering at this point, just so you guys know. So it's 25 pack in engineering per point by the time you're at 5,900. And so that's not moving super fast, but we're not trying to get very far at this point either. Also, I think you guys can see why if you were in a battle, everybody should probably use an RK-25, right? Because there's zero chance that you're going to overrun those guns hitting your ship with an RK-0. I mean, it's just, the amount of hit is just too much. So that electronics that we're getting, I consider this super important right now. That, from what I'm seeing, is the equivalent of anatomy on robots. You know, for your robot hunting stuff. And I'm trying to get super good at robot hunting before the robot invasion stuff, whenever it's coming back again. Because my goal was to actually robot hunt like a beast by the next robot invasion. I hadn't literally worked out an exact plan because I was getting the engineering goals and the weapon manufacturing goals done this year. But almost the entire goal for next year is legitimately revolves around powering up like little things like the blueprint comprehension, I think, and killing robots and looting them. But engineering stuff basically slaps over to the robots. If you look up robot looter, you'll notice that there's mechanics and electronics in there, and they're basically the equivalent of the anatomy and the biology. And then I can't remember what it looked like computer was the equivalent of, but basically functionally they overlap kind of. And so been definitely trying to get that up. Getting the actual robotology and the xenobiology skills up for looting though, that's been horrible, man. That's definitely one of those slower than crap things. So xenobiology and robotology though, you only can get up by scanning crap. And so, like, I try to be good about scanning creatures to get the xenobiology and the robotology up. I've got a little bit of it, but man, that is, you gotta be disciplined, and that is slow. But this stuff, this helps. Well-rounded and stuff, you know. All your subcomponent engineering crap comes from this. A bunch of the overlapping stuff for like if you want to go and hunt some robots comes from this. Blueprint comprehension, which we love. Honestly, I don't know why we haven't gotten some vehicle tech. We should be getting some vehicle tech in here. It also gets dropped on this. Oh well. Okay guys, so we're at like 17 minutes left. And we'll add up what it's cost us for the half hour. I'm gonna finish repairing this whole ship, but I'm gonna repair it with the RK-25. I just wanted to get a, hey, this is how much it would cost you TT wise if you were running this stuff. And we know you guys gotta double your costs on the welding wire, right? Because we noticed the people have decided that that's almost a 200% markup item. I'm gonna make a batch of welding wire, guys, a big one, and we'll know how much it costs on average. I make welding wire once in a while. It's been like a year maybe, but I haven't made welding wire since they changed all the ingredients. You know what I'm talking about? Let's see this. I even have a big stack of welding wire blueprints on us, I think. I was just running a bunch of blueprints the other day. Yeah, I have 1900. So when they added all this other random crap in here, I had made a big batch way before they added this stuff in, the Nawa vials and stuff. But there's so much stuff that you have to make this now. Do you see this? 30 vibrant sweat per click. You've got Listerium. That's been there the whole time. The alternative ingots, the Listerium, the sweat, that's been there. The Osprey has been there. do not remember the Zorn. Well, I know the Zorn and the Nava vials were. I don't remember if Dark Listerium was. But I don't want to say it wasn't because it's been so long since I've ran a batch of this. The blueprints drop like crazy and are basically like TT value, you know what I'm saying? So you don't actually have to pay crap to get the blueprints. So I'm not sure why it's so expensive right now. But who knows? There could be a really good reason. I'll run a batch. And I'll even do it on stream, so basically we know kind of like what the truth is about the old, like that's basically worth this. You know what I'm saying? I'll probably do that next week though. It's not gonna be today, obviously. That's a really big markup though, guys. Do you think that that's reasonable markup? Do you think that that reflects the actual cost of manufacturing plus a reasonable profit? Or do you think that that's not reflective? Because I don't know. A long time ago you could make this stuff at 142% markup. I mean, I'm not sure if it's still even anywhere near that zone right now though. Man, I'd really wonder on that. And I hate losing money when we make stuff to see what stuff is about. Like, even when I do, like, bad choice things, like where we jack the thing all over to the side and say, hey, let's go for broke on max quality. I still don't like how that outcome happens sometimes. But I think we need to find out what the value of welding wire is in legit. And I'm fully qualified to craft welding wire, minus the fact we're missing metallurgist. And so, I mean not metallurgist, what am I talking about? Industrialist. What is my metallurgy at anymore? I don't even know. Not super high, I'll tell you. Oh, it's higher than that crap though, for sure. Guys, do you ever find out that you don't know where your skills are at? I mean, that's me right now. Find out. Sometimes I think I know where my skill is at on something, and then we're totally going here. 1500. What tier is this? Is a blueprint. Let's look. It's a 3. We're fully qualified. We're good. So yeah, for sure, we'll make some welding wire. I'll find out what its value is. I'll have to add up the cost of everything and everything. You know, but we have enough pad to do a run. A reasonable enough run to be like, hey, it's this much in reality. In which we'll count the metal residue that we get back at TT value. Because in all honesty, like, I don't like counting it as higher than that. Closing in on this, guys. Man, I hope you guys' day is going good. Since we can't global doing this, I'm hoping one of you guys goes out and gets a kickbutt global today. In compensation of the fact that we're unable to global. I mean, it'd make my heart happy if somebody else got a big global, at least. A really big global, man. I hope one of you guys freaking dominates it. This is going to contribute later on, though, when we're robot hunting this next year, to some, well, we're robot hunting currently, but we're going to be more aggressively robot hunting in the 2023 robot hunting year. The year of the robot slaying or something, I don't know. like hunt every freaking robot that there is down in this game, I think. Maybe not everyone. There's probably some that are levels that are probably out of my zone, but all the other ones. And we should do some social robot hunting crap, man. There's some big social robots. You know that? You guys know about the rooted robots? The rooted mechs and crap? The mechs aren't robots, by the way, just so you guys know. They technically have a pilot, and so they count them as a human kill. Even though I want them to be robots, they're not. They're mechs, so you're killing the pilot, blowing up the mech. It's okay. So we're at 10 minutes left. Then we'll click the button, add everything up. And I'm going to tell you what, we did almost halfway repair a station. Like in the next maybe 9 minutes, we're going to get to the halfway point. So in 1 hour about, probably, you could repair a whole station by yourself with an RK-0. So this whole ship would take 4 freaking hours, guys. Think about that. That's why we throw down the RK-25 to repair stuff. Does that make sense? That totally solidifies why we use the crap out of that. I mean, it's not massively shorter, but it's definitely shorter. Eight minutes. And we have gained just a ridiculous amount of skills. Okay, so since we're going to be closing it in right here, so let's go over what the RK-25 costs, because we're almost to be done with this in about 7 minutes, right? The RK-25 ended up in TT value costing us 9.8 in tool value, and then 7.79 per hour in welding wire, which in all honesty ends up being a much more amount because of the welding wire markup and stuff like that. I don't think it's horrible. I didn't pay that markup, but I did pay some markup on that. And then I didn't pay a markup on any of the RK-25s, obviously, because we crafted them and then put a bunch of them for sale, and so not even the same situation. But if I would have paid a markup, it would have been 125% markup likely, and so like that's not horribly on there. That's just a little increase. So on this, I'm waiting to see what we get. We're 6 minutes out right now. Well, 5 minutes and 30 seconds out. It looks like we're 50%. By the way, we also fixed the entire ship. on that much, pretty much. I mean, like, we had a small patch of the ship that we finished off, but like in 1 hour we had like repaired the entire ship with an RK-25, right? In 30 minutes we're going to have half repaired a section, and so that's a significant difference in overall, hey, what happened here, you know. But I'm assuming that it's also going to reflect in how much money we've spent, right? So we came into this with a 7 ped tool and 88.85 ped in welding wire. We'll add it up as soon as we're done. We're less than 5 minutes out now. Those are different RK-25s. Okay, we're closing it, guys. It looks like you'd likely get a little more than a station completed. You know what I'm saying? That looks good. That's over 50% right now, and we're not at 30 minutes yet. Now, by the way, motherships, their life varies. So if you guys were doing this on the Bismarck, yeah, I don't believe it'd be anywhere near the same. My understanding is, and I don't know the Bismarck's numbers, but my understanding is the Bismarck's like a 600K ship or something like that, like hull integrity. And I could be totally wrong on the numbers there, but it's a huge hull integrity number. And so it would not be the same. I have no idea how long, if you're repairing on that ship, it would actually take you to get it knocked out. It would probably take you a chunk. I don't know the actual physical integrity of the ship. I wish I did, technically, but I don't. So we're down into the last 3 minutes at this point. Man, I hope you guys are rocking it. We've just got so much good skilling going on. Oh yeah, there's the vehicle technology that I was talking about. See that, guys? So this is what you get while you're repairing. Mechanics, vehicle technology, intelligence. By the way, we get scientists if we were a higher level. Like, we don't have scientists unlocked yet, so that's a bummer, right? But these are all excellent skills. Last 2 minutes. I feel this is going to be cheap as crap, guys. By the way, if you're busy in the game and you don't have really time to do anything but to skill and stuff like that, flying up and kicking it on a mothership and just logging in when there's damage and knocking out some repairs while you're casual playing and visiting is absolutely a valid way to get your character up. I don't consider it that much different than setting in a sweat circle, except you are actually putting out expenditure of ped, but you're getting amazing skills for it, so I think it's worth it. So we are in the last 1 minute. I'm going to get ready to make sure we desist right at the exact time. I know it won't really matter that much, but I do want to know. Okay, 30 seconds. Okay, final 10 seconds. Back up. Got about half of a station done. Okay, on welding wire, we're still at 88. So we started at 88.85. We used less than a ped of welding wire in 30 minutes. Holy crap, guys. Let's see this. Times 2. So you'd be using in trade terminal value per hour 1.42 ped. That's nothing. Like, I'm just gonna say that is some pretty low cost skilling. Now we gotta find the one we're using. Okay. And you would have used 96 pack. Sorry guys, I'm not trusting my math on anything, so we're just gonna. So 1.92 ped of your tool would be used. So 3.34 ped in total value. That is nothing, guys. So per hour, you're using less than 4 ped in TT value, repairing with an RK-0. It does go up, yeah, per hour. That's not with TT, but I mean not with markup, but that's per hour. That's all it is. So it's cheap as crap. We didn't use almost anything. We did 30 minutes of repairing and used 96 pack in the machine, and we used exactly 1.42 ped in total TT value over the value of an entire hour because we doubled it. And so legitimately, nah, this is less than 4 ped per hour to run a RK-0. So now we do know. And so that was the goal for the day. I know that's kind of a weird goal for a stream. The next goal for me is that I contact and make sure that we're cleared for using this ship on Sunday. And at 4 o'clock in the morning, like when I normally get on to play 76 in the morning, Colorado time at 4 a.m., I'm going to get on. And I'm going to try to keep the ship damaged from 4 a.m. to 2 p.m. that day and stuff. And so I was just going to keep flying it out. I'll even contact some other pilots, make sure that we have it all set up. I believe it'll be a blast to do that way, to be honest. But you know, that's my opinion. I think we'll be kicking some butt. And so if you guys are interested in doing that, please contact Yoshi. Say, hey, I would like to add it to the list. If you don't want to do it on this ship and you want to just do it on a ship, I would suggest doing it. I do want to thank you guys very much for hanging out, and I want to say thank you for being epic. Hope you have an amazing day. Peace and very best wishes.